Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, my question is for the Minister for Corrections. Minister, media reports today state that children in Alice Springs are being essentially vanished off the streets. These reports say your government has changed a critical policy regarding the transfer of young people from Alice Springs to the Darwin Holtze Youth Detention Centre. Specifically, that parents or responsible adults no longer need to be notified before a child is moved. I note that there is laughter on the other side of the chamber. Minister, can you confirm whether this policy has changed? If so, why was it changed? And on what basis does the government believe it's acceptable to relocate a child 1,500 kilometres away without informing their parents or the people responsible for their care?
Minister for Corrections.
Madam Speaker, I'm not sure what world the member for Johnson lives in. People don't just vanish. And if they do, report it to the police, Madam Speaker, because I'm sure that's some sort of crime, but that happens, Madam Speaker.
Look,
Madam Speaker, looking after young people here in the Territory is a responsibility we take seriously, Madam Speaker, because we know that it's our best chance to get in early and offer these young offenders some rehabilitation, some training, some structure in their lives, Madam Speaker. Unfortunately, they aren't getting that in their communities or wherever they come from, Madam Speaker, because that's why they go into detention, Madam Speaker. And let me tell you, Madam Speaker, from my experience, children aren't putting into detention at the first when they go and steal a bag of lollies, Madam Speaker. There's normally a lot of work, a lot of intervention done before they end up in detention, Madam Speaker. And I think it is really time, Madam Speaker, for some of these parents to take personal responsibility. Responsibility for the decisions they make about their families to put these children into situations where they're in custody, Madam Speaker. They come from backgrounds that I've done care and protection matters in court, Madam Speaker. I've read these affidavits. I'm almost in disbelief that this is happening in right here and now, but it is, Madam Speaker. So it is time for some of the parents and some of the communities to step up here and take responsibilities for their children, Madam Speaker. But when they are put with us,
Take your
Madam
seat,
Speaker,
please, Minister. What's your point of order, Member for Johnston?
1110 relevance. The question was, has the policy been changed, and if so, why?
Madam
The
Speaker,
Minister's got plenty of time to
just question,
answer.
these children don't just vanish and end up in jail, Madam Speaker. They go to court, and the court process normally takes months and months, Madam Speaker. So for the member for Johnson to say that the parents don't know about it, how would you not know that your child has been to court and going through the court process over months and months, Madam Speaker? And if they didn't know about it, maybe it's back to that personal responsibility. What have they done? Look after the child who's been to court on numerous occasions over months and months, Madam Speaker. It's time for some personal responsibility here from the parents and the community to take. The government can't fix everything, Madam Speaker. We need a joint partnership with the parents and with the community, and unfortunately, Madam Speaker, that is not happening.
Minister, take your seat. What's your point of order, Opposition?
The question is specifically around the removal from one detention centre to another without parents or guardians being informed. Can you please respond to
the
that?
Minister is answering the question. It might not be to your liking, but he is answering.
These children aren't just vanishing, Madam Speaker. This is part of our master plan. We have known and we've publicly announced many times that there's a new Holtze detention centre here in Holtze. The young offenders come from wherever they are in the territory to there because, Madam Speaker, they get to go to school, Madam Speaker. They get to go to school, Madam Speaker. They get to learn about things that, again, back to the...
Member for Johnston, there is no point of order. He has been answering the question. If you're
The
going for
question is,
relevance...
has the policy changed, and if so, why? Not
Take
everything
your
else
seat,
you're
Member for
talking about.
Johnston.
Madam Speaker,
Minister,
we
it's your
are about
call.
giving these services, and that's why these children vanish and end up in education. They end up in school, Madam Speaker, because that's where the detention's about. They're in there in Holtze, Madam Speaker, they have wraparound services, they go to school, they have an opportunity to listen to people, go to educators, to the medical assessments they need, Madam Speaker. This is about making sure these young offenders have an opportunity to come out a better person and not end up there and try and break that cycle of reoffending, Madam Speaker, so we can go back in the community and make sure these children have a meaningful life.
To answer the question.
Member for Drysdale, what is your question?